Hi, everybody. It's Carrie Donegan, and you are here with Radical Age Reversal, and we're going to get started in just 1 minute. Welcome, all. I'm going to bring in my win women audience, and today we have a really fun surprise that doTERRA gave us, and that is that there are summertime BOGOs. And I always love these because I love free. Who doesn't love free? And it does keep you a little bit wealthier while you're going to that place of longevity, right? That's what we do here on the show. We work on longevity and we work on health and we work on happiness. And we are in the middle of reading a book called 30% Happier in 30 Days. And we will get back to that next week. But today we had a surprise from doTERRA. All week we're going to have, while supplies last, BOGOs, and BOGOs specifically for summertime. And I thought this morning, I could do what I typically do, which is pull out the pairings, try to figure out what the concept is behind putting certain oils together, do a lot of research on what is going on in the essential oil science world, and bring to you the most important information that you need, the story behind the bottle. But today I thought, you know what? Summertime shouldn't be super stressful. It should be a relaxed and fun-filled time of the year. And the most important thing to know about any product, honestly, is how you use it. So I thought it would be more fun for me to dig deeply into the more practical ways that I use these pairings and maybe prompt you to share with me the way you're using these pairings as well. So let's get started. The first one is pretty amazing. These are things that you should have in your life all the time. These are your grab and goes. These are the things you don't have to get books out for. Hopefully, you don't have to worry about combining them with anything or understanding them deeply from a scientific perspective. They are lavender and tea tree oil. And this should be honestly something that you grab every day. So let me tell you about how I love these essential oils. The first thing I'm going to say about both of these essential oils is I use them equally in the three ways we use essential oils from doTERRA. We apply them, we diffuse them, and we ingest them. And yes, these two essential oils I use equally in those three ways. The first one being lavender. Now, lavender has a lot of linalool in it, which means that it's going to be very, very calming and soothing. Most people, when they smell genuine lavender, and there isn't a ton of it on the market anymore, but doTERRA consistently brings us high quality, real lavender essential oil, and that's very important. There's a lot of fake stuff out there. One of the things that scared me the first time I heard it was you can have 3% of something and call it that thing. Well, I'm sorry, 3% lavender and 97% something else is not what I want to buy. I want to buy 100% lavender, meaning that 100% of what's in that bottle is just lavender. And that's what doTERRA delivers to us. So, lavender used through inhalation is really magical because I think it's one of those oils that can shift your mindset pretty easily. It's generally very happy feeling. Most people like the scent. I don't know too many people who have a lavender aversion. If you're one of those people, I want to hear from you. Like if you're someone who's like, gosh, when I open a bottle of lavender, I can't stand it. I would love to hear from you. Most people I talk to say, yeah, lavender might not be my favorite scent, but it's generally something I enjoy. And then, of course, there's the lavender lovers. And the lavender lovers are people who just love it in everything. They love the blends like Serenity, and they just like to use it on its own. Um, Lately, I've been grabbing lavender a lot. Not that I don't love the blends, but I just find it very clean smelling. So, just for an overall sense of feeling clean. Sometimes in the summertime, I feel kind of sticky. I feel like the pollution in the air is like sticking to my skin, even sticking in my lungs, that sometimes the air is heavy and I can't breathe. And I like lavender for that. I also like the fact that it tends to be a bug repellent. So there's a double duty there. It's also an antihistamine. So when I place it on my skin, I know that I'm calming the histamine response. So if I get a bug bite or if I come near something that I'm allergic to, I recently had a bout of poison ivy, which I'm still, you can see little scars here I'm working on with frankincense and lavender. Again, this is a really great thing for a histamine response. So, and I'm very liberal with lavender. My rule is always 1 to 4 drops per application, but I'm using lavender a lot in my life. So my body's very used to it. So again, I'm a little bit more liberal. I might take 1 or 2 drops in my hand and then just apply it to the skin. And I'm going to do this over here too. Another way I like to use lavender sometimes is on my knees. Like if my knees feel creaky or sore, I find that the lavender can be very soothing. Now you may say, well, why aren't you using Deep Blue? Or why aren't you using Copaiba? Or why aren't you using Aroma Touch? Well, yeah, I love all those too. But the smell of lavender doesn't necessarily interfere with my being in the world. So if I put lavender on my knees, very often people will say, oh, you smell clean, you smell good. If I put Deep Blue on my knees, sometimes I'll get the reaction of, what's that smell? Or somebody has, some kind of medicinal thing on. So maybe this is not going to take away the strongest of pain levels, but it definitely is soothing to the skin. It's soothing to the muscles. It's soothing to the bones. It's soothing to the mind. So if you're looking for like an entry level, all purpose essential oil, lavender is your go-to. It's the Swiss Army knife, they call it, of essential oils. Now, I also like to take it internally. And one of the things I'll just do is put a drop under my tongue. And again, I'll do this sometimes if I'm restless at night and I need just a little bit of help going to sleep, although the Serenity system is doing wonders for me. But I still like to keep this around. I also like to scent my linen. Sometimes I'll put it on cotton balls and stick it in my lingerie drawer, put it on my pillows. I can add this to a bath before I go to bed. I like that too. Skincare, I add lavender to my skincare a lot. So sometimes I'll just dab it. And even like during the day, sometimes I find in the summertime I get a little bit dehydrated. I usually run to some coconut water to try to hydrate fast. Or now that we have the new Restore electrolytes, I'll grab one of those packets, put it in water, drink it fast. And I always know that I'm getting hydrated when I smile and the wrinkles under my eyes are not too severe. Now, be careful with this, but I will give you a tip. If you take just a little bit of lavender and some coconut oil and you dab it right on your cheekbones, okay, not too close to your eyes, just right on your cheekbones, what I notice is that that will take some of the puffiness out of your eyes and it will also help minimize wrinkles and help to pull that moisture into your skin and help you rehydrate. But definitely grab a Restore because that's going to help so much. Let's move on. Oh, I said 3 ways. And we did. We inhaled it, we applied it. Okay, and we took it internally. And in capsules for severe allergic reactions. That's another way that I like it. All right. Tea tree oil. I have to say my favorite use of tea tree oil is on my toothbrush. I just feel my mouth is cleaner, my teeth are whiter. Sometimes I notice like a graying of my teeth. I drink a lot of tea, but I mean a lot of tea. And God forbid I grab a cup of coffee. That's going to stain my teeth too. So sometimes, even like in the middle of the day, I don't have any like, what do they call that? Metapower gum. I will just kind of coat my teeth a little bit with, and it's a very bright mentholy kind of taste to it. I really like it. Some people may not enjoy this. Maybe they think it's astringent or it's medicinal. So you try it and tell me what you think. I also really like this in my hair. It's good for hair growth. I've been working on hair growth for a while now. If anybody's been following my little hair loss journey that happened a couple of years ago, it's definitely growing back. And on Friday, I think I'm actually going to get my first like real big girl haircut and see. I had a big bald spot over here and you can see that it continues to grow in, cover that. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, God, for that improvement. And thank you, doTERRA, for all the wonderful oils that are helping my skin revitalize in my scalp and get that hair growing again, which is great. Cuts, scrapes, bruises, anything you need something antiseptic for. I sometimes I'm a caregiver, so my nails are short, and so sometimes what I'll do is I'll just take. I'll do this with lavender too. I'll just take this and I'll put it on my nails and on my cuticles. And I just find that it keeps them from getting infected. It keeps my hands clean. I can use this as an antiseptic. Let's say I'm at somewhere I just want to make sure that my hands are clean. I don't have access to running water and soap, which is my number one go-to all the time. A little tea tree oil, at least I know topically, even though I'm not rinsing off the buggies, I'm killing them topically by placing that tea tree oil on my hands. I like to diffuse this in the summertime over On Guard because I feel that it just gives me a change, right? It's stimulating my immune system in a different way. It's cleaning the air. And again, it has that like fresh summertime clean scent. I think you're really going to like that. So that's our first pairing. You buy lavender and you get the tea tree free. All right. The second pairing is buy MetaPower soft gels and get MetaPower Assist free. Now, I've been using the MetaPower system now for over 2 years, and I lost 2 dress sizes and about 22 pounds and found my goal weight. And the reason I know it's my goal weight is that in July of this year, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, I will be 2 years or 1 year. I think 1 year at my goal weight. So no fluctuations, no significant fluctuations anyway. Not hard to maintain, finding the products working really well. And I have to say, this is key. And when I talk to people about MetaPower, they're really good at using the Advantage. They're very good at taking the Assist, but they're not so good at the soft gels. And so I believe that the difference between my MetaPower experience and some other people's MetaPower experience is the soft gel, is incorporating the oils themselves. Now, sometimes I'm a little more frugal and I make my own capsules, which is great. But sometimes I'm on the go, or in the summer, I'm just a little bit, I don't know, not lazy, but just like enough already. I need a break. Do you ever feel that way? Just like enough already. I need a break. And so I like the soft gels, and the soft gels are not too big. I just want to show you what one looks like. There it is. I'll take one now. I have a cup of tea here, always with my cup of tea. And yeah, they're easy to swallow and they don't irritate your stomach in any way. In fact, sometimes they're soothing to your stomach. Oops, because they have peppermint. Don't throw them around. And you can take take this as many times as you want during the day. I like to take it at least 2 or 3 times a day. And, honestly, sometimes when I was like, oh, I've had a couple of ice cream cones. I've had, some things that maybe I know I don't usually eat, then I will grab a couple more of these. Remember, the whole point of the soft gels or the oil is to burn fat and detox. So that's its role. And then what you're going to get for free is the MetaPower Assist. Now, MetaPower Assist is that its role is actually to manage your insulin. And as someone who's postmenopausal, I will share with you that there is this horrible, like, vicious cycle that happens in your body as we age, and it has to do with the decline in our hormones. But what happens is that if your body senses that you're in danger, it will raise your cortisol level. And every time your cortisol level goes up, so does your insulin level. And every time your insulin level goes up, then your body actually stops burning fat and it goes into the state of like shutdown because it senses like there's danger. So like you have to rest to digest, okay? So you can fight or flight, you can eat, but you can't rest at the same time. Sometimes, we think, oh, I'm going to take a break, I'm going to sit down and eat a meal. But what happens when we eat a meal is that once that insulin spikes and once that cortisol spikes, your body isn't doing much else except for digesting, your food. And it won't actually break down the food unless you are in a state of rest, but you can't be in a state of rest when you have the cortisol levels up. So it's a little bit of a vicious circle. And what ends up happening, especially if you're eating like carbs and things like that, is your body is just using the carbs that it has. And when you eat too many of them or you eat other things, everything else gets stored. And if you don't have an outlet for it later, then you're going to see yourself gaining weight. So many people, myself included, when I hit menopause, it was like, oh, this is interesting. Like I'm gaining weight around my belly and I'm gaining weight around my thighs and my hips, and it's not really what I want. And I'm exercising more and I was running a lot. And I was like, well, if I'm running a lot and I'm cycling a lot, why isn't the weight coming off? And that has to do with when you are doing a lot of running or a lot of cycling or a lot of cardio, your cortisol level goes up because your body thinks you're running away from something. And when you're younger, you're more efficient, so that's okay. But when you're older, it's not so great. And actually, your body goes into lockdown and it really wants to preserve you, which is a good thing, save you. But it's not good in terms of getting the body that you necessarily want and the health that you necessarily want and being cardiometabolically stable. That's where MetaPower comes in. MetaPower Assist. You just take one of these when you eat. And actually, I just had my breakfast. My breakfast had some carbs in it, it had protein in it, and I eat in a special order. I drink my doTERRA greens and fiber, and now I mix them in a container so that it's easier. And I just do one or two big scoops of that, so I get both in one. And then I add my Advantage in the drink, and then I take one of the assists, and I take a PB Restore. So that's great. And I get all of the fiber and the probiotics together, and I eat some coconut yogurt because I really love that. It's my new favorite thing. And yeah, and I know that I can like balance my blood sugar then. So cortisol comes down, insulin comes down. Not such a scary thing anymore. Menopause. In fact, I'm feeling like energetic and joyful and happy, and it's good. And I love the fact that this little guy is free. So you buy your soft gels and you actually commit to using them, and you will see MetaPower work better. And then, of course, the MetaPower Assist, which I hope everybody is using because it's just so good all around. And of course, the question I always get is, well, what if I don't want to lose weight? Is this still important? I don't want to lose weight anymore. I'm at my goal weight. So I'm still using these products to maintain my health, and I'm finding them to be the perfect solution, the perfect combination. So thank you, doTERRA, for these and for the current promotion. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit of skincare. And I love this promotion as well because it's one of those products I forget to use. I'm going to be really honest with you. It's the brightening gel. Now, the brightening gel is really cool because sometimes, especially as we age, we get spots on our skin or we get patches on our skin or we've had some damage due to the sun. That's where you're going to put this. The other thing I like to do is I like to use this as a mask. So what I will do is once a week, I will take my face, I will clean it with the doTERRA skincare cleanser. And then right after that, before toner, before anything, I put on the brightening gel. And it gets a little tight and tingly. And then I take a warm washcloth and I actually wipe it off because I'm really looking for it just to penetrate the first level of my skin, that first layer, and get like a nice clean canvas. And then I go to my rose hydrosol and then the hyaluronic acid that's found in the after sun spray, which I use every day. And then I go to the anti-aging moisturizer for the day and the thicker moisturizer in the tub at night. And it works great. Now, Cypress is just something you're going to get for free. And the reason I love Cypress is it's good for your circulation. Now, I will tell you that you never want to put Cypress near a cut because it will make it bleed more and it will slow down the coagulation. And that's not what you want. You want to stop bleeding. But this is really cool. And I'm not quite sure how this works. I think I know how it works, but I don't want to overspeak. if you take cypress when you have something that's bleeding, maybe a cut, skin, knee, something like that, and you actually put this on your feet, it will help your body deal with that cut and heal faster, sooner. But if you put it on the cut, it will make it bleed more. So when would I put this on a cut? I put it on a cut if I wanted to clean the cut. Cypress almost smells like turpentine. It's got a really astringent, strong smell. It's so good for circulation. It's amazing in a massage. So if you have poor circulation, if you have Raynaud's disease, if you have cold hands and feet, just in general, even if you have like a low white cell count, something like that, I would actually go with cypress. I also love cypress for people who suffer from gout. I find that rubbing it on ankles, wrists, things like that really helps. Sometimes, you know what? I'm going to put it on my knees again. I got these like weird knees. I think it came from wearing high heels for so many years, and now I bought these barefoot shoes, so I'm walking the way my feet were intended to be used, instead of artificially putting them up on these spikes. Because I live, as a caretaker now, so I don't have to walk around in high heeled shoes. But so I love these barefoot shoes that I'm wearing. But I think there's a transition period going on with my knees that, it's like, wait a minute, they were so used to being like tweaked, and now they're kind of resetting themselves. So there's a little bit of discomfort going on. So I really like the cypress for that reason. Also, it's good for your hair. So again, this is one of the oils that I would use. And it's kind of nice if you take advantage of both of these BOGOs, you're going to get cypress and tea tree and lavender. And all three of these are in the hair growth protocol. So I really love that about these essential oils and about this promotion. Okay, next one. This is the oil pairing that everybody who meets doTERRA for the first time is introduced to, and it's peppermint and wild orange. And you get a free peppermint every year if you continue your membership with doTERRA. So I really like that we get a free gift. Again, peppermint, I'm going to put this on my knees too. See, like layering essential oils is also really good. I told you this is going to be an honest assessment of actually how I use oils. Now, peppermint is also one of those oils that I use the way I use lavender. I use it pretty liberally and I use it often. Now, the difference between peppermint and lavender is its high menthol content means that if you get it near your eyes, it could burn a little bit. So I try to keep peppermint off my face, but I do like it in one special place, and that's the back of my neck and the nape of my neck. And also along these trapezius muscles. Sometimes my neck just gets really, really stiff and sore from looking at my phone and sitting over a computer or whatever I'm doing. So any kind of like stretching pain relief that I'm looking for. So that's what I'll do. I'll just put few drops of peppermint on, and then I do some kind of stretching. And I find that, guess what? I'm starting to feel better really quickly. I know that a lot of people, when they're introducing oils for the first time, they just grab peppermint because it has an immediate response. So if people have pain, the pain goes away. If people can't breathe, their breathing improves. If people have a headache, and they put a few drops very carefully by their temples or the back of the neck, all of a sudden, in a few minutes, they say, oh, guess what? My headache is dissipating, my knee pain is dissipating, my shoulder pain, whatever it is. So peppermint's a fast performer, and that's why people love it, because it demonstrates the power of essential oils in a big, bold way. But the other essential oil that I really love for that, oh, and it gets rid of like literally any bug you can think of. I like to take the peppermint and the tea tree. This used to be my lice pairing for my kids. So I would put a few drops of this in a spray bottle, spray it on their hair, comb it through their hair, and then they could go to school. Um, Also, wild orange was in that. And I think that had to do with the fact that when you put wild orange on the hair, the gnats or the nits, I guess they're called the nits, the little eggs, they weren't able to stick to the hair follicles. So you can take this wild orange and actually you can just kind of brush it through your hair. And what I like about it is kind of gives your hair a nice sheen. Um, And like I said, I'm about to get my hair done, so not the color I love. But anyway, um, maybe the wild orange will bring some of my blondes back. Anyway, this is also really great diffuse. So you can take a couple of drops of wild orange with your peppermint, which I have lots of peppermint on my hands right now, and just inhale those too. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And you know what? What's great about these BOGOs is there are two citrus oils. Lime is another one that's coming up, but wild orange is one of those essential oils that is in this BOGO. And I would start taking this in capsules in the summer, especially I'm getting this for free. So I'm gonna go heavy on citrus because I know that it has healing properties. I know it has anti-cancer properties. I know it has cleansing properties. I know it burns fat, like all these great things we know about citrus oils because they have D-limonene in them. Um, so I'm gonna take this bottle and just dedicate it with some capsules or make ice cubes out of it or put it in some tea, whatever it is. It's just gonna be my summer go-to until the bottle's empty. I'll just keep taking drops and capsules until the bottle's empty. And I will tell you, when you get citrus oils around your lips, they can sting a little bit and it may look like you got a little bit of a lip injection. But anyway, it's not doing any harm. It just may tingle a little bit. So you may prefer to put it in a capsule, and that's fine, or diffuse it. Wearing this topically in the summertime can be dangerous because it can be photosensitive, which means that you could get a sunburn faster. We don't want that. So I would avoid using this topically in the summer just to be safe. But internally, no problem. Diffusing it, never a worry. And the last pairing is buy spearmint and get lime. Now, one thing you may not know is that lime oil is your highest antidepressant of all the essential oils in the oil world. So I really like the combination of lime and coconut or lime and vanilla. We do sell vanilla, right? So sometimes I'll take lime and put it in my coconut water. That to me says summer. Sometimes I take coconut water and put lime oil in them and make coconut lime oil ice cubes. And then I can use those in various drinks. I can throw them in a smoothie, which is really great. I love lime on avocados. I don't buy limes anymore because they just rot in my fridge. I think, oh, I'm going to buy these limes. I'm going to use them. I don't know, one thing happens, I forget, right? I cut open the avocado, I forget, but then I grab the lime oil. I don't want to juice the lime because I'm too busy, whatever. This works great. This is also great for cleaning. I put this on my sponge, go over my kitchen counters. I think it smells really, really good. I like to diffuse it with the spearmint. So you're going to buy spearmint and get lime oil free. I'm talking about the lime first, sorry. But I thought with the wild orange, it made sense to kind of talk about the two citruses together. Um, Lime can be taken in capsules. You can alternate with the wild orange. You can mix these two together. Oops, you can put these in cocktails or mocktails or any kind of kombucha. That would be really, really good if you make that homemade. You can put this in on fruit. I like to take my essential oils and put it on other kinds of fruits. Strawberries, peaches, apricots, apples, pears, you name it. Citrus oils are really great to be added to different types of fruits and fruit salads. And then again, diffuse these oils all summer long. You're just going to feel happy. Now, the spearmint I like because although it has menthol, like our peppermint, it's a little milder, it's a little sweeter. So it gives you a different flavor, it gives you different balance. Sometimes it's just nice to have different mints to play around with. If you find that the peppermint is too strong for you, again, like when you go out in public, put spearmint on. I'm telling you, if you put spearmint on, everybody's going to come like be drawn to you. What does that smell? What does that smell? You smell so good. You always smell like a spa. I always know when you're coming. You smell so good. I get that all the time. It's not a bad compliment, right? To be known for your scent. And so this is one of the fun things that you can do with essential oils. But this is also a really good thing for stomach upset. It's a good thing for hormone balancing. It's also really good to clean out your lungs or to clean the air. So I love these BOGOs. I think they are straightforward and simple. They're everyday use oils. They're particularly good at this time of the year in the summertime. They're not going to bust the bank. They're not super expensive. They're a great way to introduce your friends to essential oils because who doesn't like to get something for free? And I think all of these essential oils, if you don't have them in your collection or you have to replenish what you have already, these are great. And if you've forgotten to use these essential oils, and sometimes BOGO time is a good reminder to just pull these essential oils out and start using them again. Thanks so much for joining me. That is the end of our introduction to this month's BOGO Bonanza, a summertime BOGO. Next week, we will be back and continue our chapters of 30% Happier in 30 Days by Dr. Daniel Amen. I'm Carrie Donegan. This is Radical Age Reversal, and I really appreciate your time.